Hey Leo, welcome to your weekly reading for December 1st to the 8th. I am Charlene Lizette. Whether you are new or whether you're returning, a massive thank you to you. Either way, I hope you click subscribe and become a part of our collective. Leo, we do have a new setup if you are returning. Okay, please let me know what your thoughts are. I'm looking for all your feedback. We are making changes. We are making adjustments. We're adding things. We're shifting things around to maximize your reading experience. Okay, Leo. So you let me know what's going on. Okay, my loves. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay, we're going to pull out a few more cards here and then we'll dive in. We've got Justice at the bottom of the deck. So cause and effect, ebbing and flowing. Okay, lots of, karmic energy here. And then we have the Knight of Wands, the Fool, High Priestess, Two of Cups, the Magician, Ten of Swords, and the Knight of Swords in your spread. I'm going to share something with you. Okay. Where's the last card? No, I did that one already. When I do readings, now that you can actually see the cards, I'm going to teach you something, okay? The first card in this case, which is the Knight of Wands, is the card that initiates your reading, all right? It is the initiation energy. The middle card is considered the umbrella theme, the overarching theme. So if you can imagine like an umbrella over here, that's the Two of Cups. And then the reading that moves, or the last card moves your reading forward, is how we wrap up the reading. But in this case, we have the Knight of Swords looking inward. So even though it's moving forward, the Knight of Swords is paying attention to everything that's been going on for the whole week. There's a lot of energy here. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat this. I am really fascinated by the fact that the Vertex showed up for you. I've been studying the Vertex a lot lately in astrology. It's a karmic point, synastry, fated connection, turning point. When the Vertex is activated in the chart, in your chart or in somebody else's chart, it is a karmic turning point. Now, some astrologers will say that, Vertex to the moon, Vertex to the sun, Vertex to Venus, conjunction or an opposition is a really powerful placement to have because it indicates two people that came together for a reason. Whether they stay together for the long term is up to other synastry aspects and obviously free will. However, the fact that you also have the Two of Cups here tells me that you are going to be connecting with or having very fated connections this week. You may have already started to experience a little bit of them, but I feel like this week is the week where you're going to be meeting people and they're going to activate your Vertex or you're going to activate their Vertex. I have experiences with my Vertex conjuncting someone's moon. Okay. And there's intensity there. Okay. There's big intensity there. I have my Vertex conjuncting somebody else's sun. Also, or opposing somebody's sun. Also very powerful stuff. Okay. Excuse me. What I'll say to you is these meetings that you're having this week, okay, they are designing you to step up. These meetings are destiny. These meetings are happening to help you move forward in your life. They have been, whether consciously manifested by you or by this other person, they are manifestations, okay? This is no joke. This is nothing light, easy breezy, lemon squeezy. This can also feel very jarring, like a breaking point, because you didn't see this coming. You weren't in the headspace for this. You weren't ready for this. You weren't like, oh my God, yes, like I'm so open to this connection. You might be grumpily walking down the street in your local neighborhood, mumbling to yourself about all the crap that's going on in this world. And boom, you accidentally bump shoulders with somebody and they're like the love of your life, or this person who comes into your life to really help you, support you, and grow. The Knight of Wands, the Fool to the High Priestess. The Knight of Wands is very fast-moving energy. So is the Fool. And then the High Priestess is about trusting your intuition. This is why I keep saying to you, this connection is not there is no mistake here. This is fate and destiny at hand. This is pivotal. This is life-changing. You also have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. After this week, things are going to drastically shift around and change in your life. The Peace card about I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy is you realizing that in order to be able to move forward, whether this is a romantic connection, a business connection, a friendship, like whatever this connection is, in order for you to move forward, you're going to have to realize that the challenges, the suffering, the pain, the anxiety, the worry has to come to an end. 10 of Swords, Knight of Swords. I can share this with you vulnerably, okay? I'm sorry, I'm a bit, I don't want to say that I'm sick. I'm a bit under the weather, and this is my last reading, so my voice is kind of tapped out. What I'll say to you, Leo, I've been through this before, something similar. I don't know your particular situation, but if I could give you any advice based off of what the cards are saying, just because you've experienced heartbreak, pain, sadness, frustration in the past, doesn't mean that every person that comes into your life moving forward is going to cause you the same heartbreak, pain, suffering. It also means that you're going to have to learn how to create some sort of personal peace, boundary, self-confidence as you're moving forward here, because this is a life-changing opportunity. You know, we're going to dive into your love now, and I want to see what's going on. You got the High Priestess. You have to trust your intuition, your inner wisdom, the sacred downloads. You got the Magician. As above, so below. You have all the tools at your disposal to manifest this. You got the Fool, a beautiful new beginning here. Knight of Swords, fast-moving action. The Star, okay, in your love life. The 10 of Swords, again. The Star is healing, and the 8 of Swords. Right? This could have been a connection here that maybe it was meant to wake you up but not stay for the long term. Or this could be a beautiful healing relationship, but you're too afraid to jump in. The Star, Ace of Cups. I really feel like for a lot of you, this new connection here, this new relationship could really be the start of something beautiful. 3 of Cups, 10 of Swords. I feel like you're so up in your head about all the pain, the suffering, the challenges, the obstacles that you've gone through that you can't find the pleasure, the joy, the happiness, the peace, you know? And then the 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords is about learning to balance this energy. You're right, we can't have extremes going one way or another, Leo. None of that's going to be really helpful for you. Abandoned, left out, walked away cold. Ooh, baby. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I was telling my boyfriend the other day, you know, we were talking about some of the things that, you know, happened in our lives and how they've created like pain and suffering. And, you know, they leave those little like scars, right, that you think have healed, but then something happens and they like open up again. And I'll never forget, I was seeing somebody, this is years ago, and I would drop them off to the subway because they would subway to work from my house when they would sleep over. And one day it was like the weirdest thing ever. I remember dropping them off at the subway and thinking to myself, I'm never going to talk to this person again. But you know, like your head doesn't want to accept it, but your gut knows. And your heart doesn't want to accept it either, but your gut knows. And they left. And then the next day I called them and they didn't answer. And I was like, this is so weird. And I was like, hey, like what's going on? And he said to me, I need a couple days to talk or to think. And I was like, okay, like so random. And I gave them a couple of days and then I messaged again and I'm like, hi, like what's going on? And we were like steady dating for a few months at this point. And they never responded to my messages, kept watching my IG stories. And then 3 months later messaged me to try and meet up again. At that point I was like, fuck off, fuck you. But that moment of abandonment, right? And I share this with you in vulnerability because I talked to my therapist about that. Like that was a moment of abandonment that left a scar. Right? Who else is going to abandon me? Who else is going to do something? Because all he had to say was, yo, I'm over this, or like it's done, right? Instead of doing what he did. Obviously, cowardly experience, a cowardly person, you know, not my person at all. However, just because he did that doesn't mean that everybody else is going to do that. And I share this with you because just because you were betrayed, backstabbed, cheated on, hurt in the past, Leo, okay, just because you had these really hard experiences in your past life or in your life in the past in your relationships, doesn't mean that these new connections are going to repeat themselves because you know now, you know better. The 3 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. Resistance, secret admirer, suppressing, timid. Right? So maybe you're admiring somebody or somebody's admiring you. But your energy is projecting one of like, I'm not interested, but I feel like you are. I feel like you are interested. You're just like closed off a little bit, maybe because you're afraid or maybe because you're scared. Mistakes, misunderstood, victim, lost soul. Right? Intimacy, bonding, sensual, confiding. Yeah. I can't tell you what to do, Leo. You are your own human. My advice is if you have true feelings for this person, and if this person makes you feel a certain type of way, that's, you know, asking you to open up your heart. There's a moment here of vulnerability and taking the risk and knowing, one, that you'll see the signs now because you've learned your lesson and you'll know when it's time to walk away. And two, that love is the greatest gift of all, but it also exposes us the most to our deepest fears, our deepest worries. Isn't being human fun? All right, if you want to book a session, you want to work together with me in any capacity, it's down in the description box below. Here is this video to help you manifest your soulmate, okay? Thank you so much for your likes, your comments, your shares, subscribes. We'll see you later, alligators. Peace out. Bye.